Welcome to the process. It is Friday, June 18th, and this is what's looking like the final scheduled process show of the year. We might pop up in the finals for maybe game one or something along those lines, but nothing scheduled for right now. This should be the final two gamer, at least on a day where we can do this. The other one would be Sunday, at which point I am not doing a 6:30 a.m. Sunday show. Sorry. Anyway, I am Josh Engleman. I'm here to break down both games. We're going to take a look at the rotations, which should take very little amounts of time at this point. And then we're going to run through some optimals, figure out where we stand, and then we're going to pack it in. And that will be the end of the process show until October of next year. Actually, October of this year. October 17th, I believe, is the first day of the NBA regular season. Either the 17th or the 19th, one of the two. So that's when we'll be back. Maybe I'll make that event now so people can start getting in line for it. Either way, Bucks picked up the W last night. We're on to Game 7 tomorrow for that one. I watched the first quarter and fell asleep, and judging by the box score and the podcast that I listened to this morning, I didn't really miss much. But I am excited for Game 7 for that series. Definitely going to be excited for what comes out of today. If all things go according to plan, we get 2 additional Game 7s. So that would be fun. I have a sneaky suspicion one of these series ends today. I just don't know which one that's going to be. And yeah, that's sort of where we're at for right now. 2 Game 6s. And unfortunately, depending on what happens after tonight, I don't get to talk to Laffy tomorrow. I mean, like, I can talk to him, but I don't get to talk to him the same way that you guys would get to see. So he's either going to be really happy that they're off to Game 7 or slightly less happy as the Philadelphia 76ers go home. Active chat so far today, 33 viewers, 17 likes. If you're here and you can, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Helps me out a ton, helps Awesemo.com out a ton. Least we can do. Melvin, do I do NFL shows? I do, but not a lot. Very, very minimally. Generally more look back analytical stuff. NFL is just not my sport. I don't enjoy it. Well, guys, yeah, no luck on Pat Connaughton. Unfortunately, you needed worse plays than Pat Connaughton, unfortunately. So there's that. I think we're at that point, so let's dive into it. Final cheers of the year. Well, final cheers of this regular season scheduled. Rise and grind, everybody. I've got my coffee. I hope everybody has their coffee today. This should just be a coffee day. That's the way that we're going out. So cheers to everybody. Thank you for making this my absolute favorite show to do. This is for me. This is what I like to do the most. I like you guys being able to see my stuff, see my screens. Who knows? Maybe we could push this concept a little bit further next year. Maybe try some sort of process show live before lock. I don't know. I want to throw a couple things against the wall next year because I really like this mechanism of having my screen up. I think it's helpful for people. So Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for this show. If it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't have got to stick around. So cheers. Mm. Wow, that coffee is way too hot right now. And unfortunately, it's going to be way too hot by the time the show ends because it's going to be really quick. All right, we're starting off with Atlanta. And by all accounts, they have limited this rotation, depending on whether or not you think Tony Snell or Solomon Hill plays. We did see the increased Lou Will run. Bogdanovich was in foul trouble. I can't really expect him to just immediately get into foul trouble again. Those Lou Will minutes aren't necessarily what they were looking for. Got him anyway. But we got Trae Young to 40. I'm fine there. Capella played 38. That seems aggressive. So we're running out of too many different places. Gallo got up to 30. I think 27 feels about right. Herder came down to 27. So I do want to give him a little bit of a haircut. So I'm going to take him down to 32. We give him 3. We've got 13. So we'll do something like that. No, we'll do something like that. Get Solomon Hill and Tony Snell out there potentially. They both played last time. I don't really have any other changes that I want to make. John Collins at 34 feels right to me. So let's just look at Atlanta quickly. For the Hawks, yeah, I'm going straight back to Bogdanovich. 5,800 on FanDuel. I just assume that he's playing monstrous minutes. I don't expect the foul trouble to continue. Bogdanovich again on DraftKings at 6,400. And then we get Kevin Herter, which just doesn't feel right being the second best option. I'm going to take 1 minute away from Herter and give that to Lou Will. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Trae Young at 10-3 on FanDuel, 9,900 on DraftKings. Definitely looks fine. We'll see how he looks in comparison to Paul George and the Philly guys and Mitchell by the time we get to the end of it. Clippers will be an interesting rotation because they have definitely changed things up to in a way that I wasn't totally expecting. So DeMarcus Cousins still didn't see the floor, so I'm not going to go there. But they're also not really going to Ivica Zubac with any sort of regularity. So I'm going to go to 12 minutes there, which means that we got to get Marcus Morris to 38 at least. And I also need to do the same for Batum because he's just playing monstrous minutes now. No real way around it. Oh, look at all those coffee cups. I didn't notice that in chat. Love it, guys. Love it. One more sip. Need it. All right. So we obviously need to give Terrence Mann more minutes. And a couple more minutes to Reggie Jackson. So there's 26 minutes for Terrence Mann. We've got Paul George in for 42. So we've got 8 left over. I've got Kennard in at 22, and I think that feels fine. Oh, yeah, Rondo was the guy that got into the rotation, which is sort of what I expected. So let's work those 8 minutes back across the old way here. So we'll go 34. And then 10 and 12. We'll just put them here. All right, so that's the updated Clippers rotation. No rate changes for me because these are still updated. Reggie Jackson, 5,500 on FanDuel, to me is the best Clipper option. Paul George, a close second, though, at 10,600. So that Paul George got the FanDuel bump. On the DK side, clearly Terrence Mann at 3,200 is going to be the most popular value play, assuming he starts again, which it would surprise me if he didn't. Shout out to Greg for nailing that Terrence Mann call. He was my third most likely starter, but Greg was all over that. Marcus Morris and Reggie Jackson, 5,100 and 5,200, to me look very, very, very similar. Happy to get both of them in any sort of amount. And then you get into like Paul George for 10-1 on DK is going to be a little bit of a tougher sell, but his price is way more correct. The Clippers look great, especially on DK. Even getting to Luke Kennard at the flat minimum, like I like that a lot. So keep your eye on the Clippers. I'm expecting them to be the team I like the most today, at least judging by what I just saw. If we go to Philly now, I can't believe we got 67 viewers right now. That's kind of exciting. By the way, I wasn't going to do this show. We didn't have an event created. I checked our schedule and it wasn't on there, but I was like, there's no way I'm going out without saying anything. How many minutes did Rondo play last game? Like 7 or 8, something like that. All right, let's see what we need to do here. Philly playing for their playoff lives. Have to assume we get some extra time across the board for the Stars. So I'm going to take Tobias Harris up to 38 minutes. I'm going to take Ben up to 28 or 38 minutes. I'm going to say that Embiid. What do we do with Embiid? I'm going to go 37. I just can't trust it enough. They're still doing the full split. So 37 and 11. We got Seth in for 34. That's probably a little lower than I would like it to be. I think he's just going to be out there more. So let's go to 35. Thibault, 21 seems fine. George Hill just doesn't seem to be as involved as you would think. So that gets me Curry to 36. Korkmaz, though. Where can I give him some extra minutes? Take one from Shake. Give it to Cork. That gets him to 25, but I kind of want to give him one more. I just don't know where that comes from. I don't have that many. Oh, I have way enough minutes. Turns out, didn't realize I still had 7 in the hopper. So I will take him up to 27 minutes. And who else do I need to give some PT to here? I guess Thibault can use 3 more minutes. That'll be a problem. And then maybe we see Maxey get a tiny, tiny, tiny rotation. For Philly, Tobias Harris. So this should be fun. Tobias Harris is my favorite Philly option, particularly on FanDuel at 7,200. He's going to show up a lot, given what we know about the power forward position. Ben and Joe are all like Tobias, Ben, and Joe are the 3 best options on FanDuel, and it's not close. On DraftKings, though, $3,900 Korkmaz sneaks in to be decent. You've got $3K Thibault that I'd be willing to take a chance on. But Philly doesn't look nearly as good on DraftKings as they do on FanDuel. And Harris, Korkmaz, Simmons, and Embiid all look pretty similar, but I think Harris is going to be the guy that shows up the most in crunches for Philly. Kind of light on Philly, which is scary because I do expect them to win the game. On to Utah, final one. Do we assume Mike Conley plays? That is the biggest question. I don't think he plays. I really, really don't think Mike Conley plays. It's just I can't go with that assumption right now. So I'm gonna leave it as if he's not playing, which feels fine by me. I mean, he's been cooked for 5 games, like just, and apparently had a setback at some point in time during all of that. I just don't trust it. I really don't. So let's break this down a little bit further, get everybody where we need to be. We're going to take Gobert up to 36 minutes. That brings Derek Favors down to 12. Ooh. I gotta let my dog into the bedroom. Be right back. Dog. Tried to get him to deal with this and go into the bedroom before the show started. Absolutely not, he said. Well, thanks a lot, man. No help. All right, let's do 36. That's 38 minutes for Royce O'Neal. 30 minutes for Clarkson. 38 for Boyan. Ingles played 32 last time out, so we'll get him to 32 again. We got to get Donovan Mitchell to 38. So let's do 10, 20, 4. And 4 random minutes for Mia One. Bang. Done. Yeah, Theodore Connaughton, not ideal yesterday. All right, Utah rates in the books. No Mike Conley is the assumption. And at that point, Jordan Clarkson, Donovan Mitchell, 2 favorite plays on FanDuel. Clarkson 5,200 again. I'm going back that direction. 6,200 on DraftKings though. Clarkson is my 6th favorite option. Donovan Mitchell 9,300 on DraftKings looks pretty solid. I think we're going to get to him quite a bit. Oh man, like Utah is all mixed up here. You know, like Gobert looks sort of similar on both sites. Boyan at 5,900 on FanDuel is less interesting, but positionally he's going to show up a lot, so that should be a thing. But look, all that matters now is crunches. We are now through all 4 teams. Let's run crunches for the final time on the process. Like I said, we might do a pop-up process show at some point, but this is basically it. This is basically it. It's been fun, man. It's been real fun. There it is. All right. FanDuel projections first. And we've seen these optimals for a while, but like now Paul George isn't super cheap. So the shape of this is going to change a lot, I think. There we go. Optimal lineup on FanDuel. Reggie Jackson, Jordan Clarkson, Donovan Mitchell, Bogdanovich, Batum, Bogdanovich, Harris, Morris, Gobert. I like that lineup. That is super balanced. You're not really playing anybody that doesn't play. Like all of these guys that you're looking at here are 30-minute a game guys, most likely. That looks really good to me. I don't love the lack of exposure to Hawks Sixers. This is a very Clippers Jazz forward lineup, but that's fine to me. I think that lineup looks pretty good. I don't see any holes in it immediately. That's a really nice optimal. Let's check the power rankings. Yeah, we're going. Man, after yesterday's show, for Tobias Harris to be my favorite guy on FanDuel today, it's going to be hilarious. Now, again, we went over this ad nauseum 2 days ago. Power forward position, and to a lesser extent, the small forward position on FanDuel is a wasteland. And that's why you see Tobias Harris showing up at 72%. Like, when your options are Harris, O'Neal, Morris, Collins, and Niang, that's what happens. Similar story at small forward. Like, it's Bogdanovich, Batum, Thibault, and Gallo, and that's it. Shooting guard is deep. You see it extends. Point guard is pretty tight, but Beverly sneaks his way in, and you can kind of get Shake Milton from time to time. And then center. It's like probably only Gobert, Embiid, or Capella. It's really tough on FanDuel. Not a lot of ways to make good lineups. So now we go to the tricky one, DraftKings. What do we got going on DK today? Optimal season has returned. Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, Kevin Herter, Nick Batum, Gobert, Mitchell, Marcus Morris, Paul George. I like it. I like it. I like it. One Hawk, no Sixers. Game stack Clippers Jazz. Was not expecting that. Not at all. Even the second best lineup, only a tenth of a point back. It's swapping out. Like, it's not a direct swap for Herter and Bogdanovich. You're bringing in Kennard too, but it's still not bringing in a different, like another Hawk or Sixer. Same for the third one. Yeah, Jazz Clips. That's the game tonight for me, man. Mm. Power rankings on DraftKings. Clipper, 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 Clipper at the top. Will it hold through 500? It's going to be close. And it does. So Marcus Morris at the top. No problems there. Nick Batum second. Reggie Jackson third. Terrence Mann fourth. Then we start getting into others. Bogdanovich, Donovan Mitchell, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Tobias Harris, Luke Kennard, Clint Capella, Trae Young, Joel Embiid, Bojan Bogdanovich. Loading up on the clips today, baby. That is happening. That is happening a lot. Whew. A lot of Clipper optimal today. And finally, closing it out for all the Yahoo peeps. One last call. If you're here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. But for me, on this one, the final one, hit that like button if you can. Alrighty. Yahoo optimal by 0.4 of a point. Reggie Jackson, Jordan Clarkson, Paul George, Kevin Herter, Nick Batum, Marcus Morris, Joel Embiid, and Rudy Gobert. I don't really have much of a problem with that lineup either. Yeah, last time you're going to see me ever. Man, that would be sad. Watch out if that's true, Cancer. Watch it. If I die before 10 o'clock, it'd be bad. All right, power rankings on Yahoo. And then the process show is complete. That's too much. There we go. If anybody has any questions, let me know before we get out of here. Otherwise, I'm going back to bed. Jay, thank you, man. Thanks for being here. Oh, stretch that back out. All right, power rankings on Yahoo. Nick Batum at the top of the heap. Rudy Gobert and Reggie Jackson not too far behind. Then get Paul George, Trae Young, Marcus Morris, Joel Embiid, Kevin Herter, Bojan Bogdanovich, John Collins, Ben Simmons, Clint Capella, Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson. Jose, because floor is irrelevant. I don't care at all about what someone's floor is. What do I think about the Hawks moving on? I hope that they don't. I would prefer the Sixers to win. So I'm cheering for Philly. If the Hawks move on, I think they're in real trouble if they face the Bucks. And I think they can beat the Nets if the Nets aren't healthy. I don't think Lou Will is a good play at all, Fidel. I assume I don't really play Lou Will today. I wouldn't be playing him. Can I do optimal for showdown? That's too many optimals. All right, I'll do DKs, both optimals for both games for DK. I'm not going into FanDuel. You twisted my arm. All right, first one up is Philly and Atlanta. Optimal lineup, Philly Atlanta showdown. Tobias Harris captain, Embiid, Trae Young, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Thibault, Shake Milton. That's where we're at. Yeah, Connaughton was bad last night. It happens. He got the minutes. Didn't need much more, but you're putting George and Mitchell together. Why not? I don't mind that optimal. The double pay down, Shake and Thibault. Why not? And finally, Utah Jazz, Los Angeles Clippers. Optimal lineup on Showdown. Mitchell captain, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Batum, Mann, and Kennard. That looks more than okay to me. Same lineup if you want with Paul George at captain, but it projects a little bit lower. Oh, no, it's not the same, actually. Beverly in for Mann? That doesn't make any sense. You must need the... No, that doesn't... you must need the salary. Yeah, I like that first one. I like that first one. That'll do it, everybody. Showdown lineup's done, too. You even get the optimals for both games tonight. You can't beat it. What a way to go out for the process. 81 viewers, 55 likes. I'll take what I can get. Strategy show, contenders videos like normal. They'll be out later today. Strategy show at 10. Contenders videos, I don't know, 9:30, 9:45, something in that neighborhood. And then that's it. No lie before lock or anything for me today. I'll be done till probably Sunday morning, I guess, if there's a strategy show or some sort of show. I assume that I'm on it. And then back on the grind Monday. Kicking off a new piece of content on Monday, too. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it or not, but whatever. Spoiler alert. Ben and I are going to be doing an NBA best bets video on a daily basis. A couple picks from each of us. A no house advantage pick as well. But that's coming up starting Monday, and that'll be every day moving forward. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate having you here. You guys make this show really fun. It's a different kind of experience for me. I hope you notice a different side of me too. I play. I got to soup it up when I'm on a show with Lofty. But what I really want to do, what I really prefer to do, is get dug into my sheets and talk about it and talk about what I'm looking at so you guys understand what's coming out of my mouth. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Good luck tonight, everybody. Have some fun. I'll see you guys in 3 hours for the strategy show. Goodbye, Process Show.